Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. And this is a general or collective reading, so just be aware, parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and just leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, so if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That might give you further clarity as to your situation now. Hi, Stella. Do you want to sit up here? You can sit up here. Good girl. All right, so we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we have the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is talking about, the cups talk about love. Quite often it's romantic love, but it can also be, don't mind my cat, she just loves the readings and she'll settle down in a minute here. She's got happy feet and she's purring, so she gets in the zone and she circles a bit. All right, so we have the Queen of Cups, and she is holding this cup in her lap. And as I said, this could be romantic love, or sometimes it could be love of someone or someone else, anyone that you love, anything you love, even your little cat. And the energy is, like she has a lid on her cup here, and it's very large. It's like a trophy, and it's representing that she is a container of unconditional love. Quite often this can represent, as well as being a lover, that like this would be someone that would be more likely to be in a traditional marriage, and even like a stay-at-home mom kind of energy. Someone that just really loves, being around children and running a household and just having that energy. And sometimes this can also represent your maternal bloodline, or if you are married, it can represent your spouse's maternal bloodline. And then we have the energy of the Magician. So the Magician is an energetic upgrade. The Magician is pointing to the heavens, as above, so below, saying this is representing your thoughts and the energy of the heavens to bring that down to earth and create a beautiful garden for yourself, representing a beautiful life. You have infinite potential here, to the power of infinity and beyond, and all the tools that you need are on this bench here. You just have to learn how to use them and know which tool to use at which time. This is an energetic upgrade coming in for you, and it's talking about being able to use your abilities with your intuition and your logic to create the lifestyle that you want on planet Earth, and also do the work that you love to do. Now this is talking about, the next card is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is saying this energetic upgrade is coming in because the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. The Wheel of Fortune represents actually 3 wheels, the past, the present, and the future, all coming together in synchronicity. This is the divinity of God's plan, and being on your journey is why, because you've stayed on your divine plan, part of God's plan, and you're interested in doing that work, the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. And this is talking about the 3 wheels of the past, present, and future. On one of these wheels, there's actually the Hebrew letters for the name of God. And that is Tetragrammaton, which is a sacred geometric symbol that approximates, that it's talking about the phi ratio and how God manifests in perfect order and in perfect balance, basically. So this is talking about some very good fortune coming in for you. And it's an energetic upgrade, good fortune. And now it's because use your intuition. This is saying, be like the high priestess. She's joyful because she sits next to God, and she uses her intuition. She combines her intuition with her logic to make strong choices. And this is talking about, she's sitting in 2 pillars that are extremes. And the extremes are, like in this case, very extreme. There's Jesus, and then there's the devil energy. And then this is all the information that is in between. And so information equals energy. This is 100% infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. It has all the information you could possibly need. You need to sort through it and decide which information is for you and which information is not for you. And the best way to do that is to get neutral to both sides, so that the information coming in at you, you're not all emotional and making, overthinking things, that you can feel in your heart what is right and what is wrong, and the information that is good information. So this is about good and evil, light and dark, and most people prefer to stay on the light side. And then we have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is representing an energy, again, of this love coming through. The pages would work for the king and queen in the court, and they would come from the surrounding families in the area. And, back in those days, people didn't live to be they're probably half our lifespan. So these would start working at a very young age, around 7 to 14, depending on how mature they were. But their main job would be to run messages back and forth and communication and information within the palace walls, and also, run small errands and tasks like that. And then if they were really successful at that and it was working out, they might even at the age of 21 be considered for knighthood. And then they would be traveling far and wide to deliver information. So this is talking about each of the pages has their own element, and this page is really focused on this fish in this cup. And so he understands that there's plenty of fish in the sea, but he is very focused on this fish. This could actually talk about online dating. In the old days, this would always be a male, and they would be in person, the messages. But nowadays, there's so many ways of communicating. And I just want to point out that all the figures in the tarot are actually archetypes. So they're not gender specific. They're showing masculine and feminine energy. So these days, this could be a female in her masculine energy, and as well as a male in his masculine energy. And information, these days, we have so many ways of communicating, that this could be a phone call, it could be a text message, maybe you get something in the mail, a letter or a card. Perhaps you're on social media and you get a message there, or you get an email regarding something. And as I said, this could represent online dating. Perhaps someone messages you on social media, or you see an event posted there and you attend, and then you run into the person that is perfect for you. That type of energy. And also, it's a good idea to keep, just a few minutes a day. Take the time to find out what's happening at the top of the pyramid, because whatever is happening at the top of the pyramid is generally going to trickle down, and it does, to varying degrees, have an effect on everybody below. As above, so below. And then we have the Lovers. So the Lovers card is representing a lover coming in. This sometimes can represent a twin flame energy, which is like someone that's been split from you when you, like a twin, basically. And you want to reunite, or it could just be a divine couple or a soulmate energy. This is talking about the sun is shining on this relationship, and it's like someone that would really do well for you, and you would do well for them. This cloud in between represents you probably don't know each other, or if you do, you haven't had a relationship with this person before. This is someone new coming in to upgrade your energy, basically. It's always more fun if you have someone that you are, that you love to share, a good companion, and that kind of energy. And also, this could represent, if you already are in a relationship, having like kind of a new energy coming into the relationship that, that you feel really passionate about each other again. And then we have the Page of Pentacles coming in. So there's also some information coming in about Pentacles coming in. This Wheel of Fortune feels like it's a pretty good ride here. So the Pentacles represent your health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional plane. And a big part of that, of course, is money. But you could have all the money in the world and still not have the lifestyle that you want to live. So the pentacles, although they do represent money, they also represent lifestyle. And how do you earn that money, and how much do you invest in yourself, and who do you invest in, and what do you invest in, and is it an equal exchange of energy? Is it fair? That type of energy. So there is some sort of information coming in about pentacles, and it's headed your way. So keep an eye out for that. If you're kind of expecting maybe a bonus or something like that, or some information, maybe you're wanting to purchase a property or that type of energy, start a business. Maybe someone had approached you and wants you to partner up with them for a business with this energy. I mean, if this isn't about love for you, it could be about love of what you love to do, and maybe someone wants to go into business with you, that type of energy. And we have, I'm building a pyramid here, so this is kind of the baseline for where we're at. And what tools do we have? And then we have the Strength card. So this is talking about having the courage to move forward in a new way. There's a lot of new energy coming in right now, astrologically. Sometimes the astrological influences aren't that big, As I'm doing this reading now, we just had Uranus just moved into Gemini, and it's going to be there for 8 years, 7.5 to 8 years basically is how long, till like 2033. And this is very different energy from where it was before. So it's causing the last time Uranus was in Gemini was in 1941 to 1949, and that was when we had all the the major events happening around World War II. And so that kind of energy, this energy can be really bring about shocking circumstances, or changes in alliances with friends and businesses. And maybe your company gets, if you have, you're working for a company, it could be they get, someone purchases the company, and then, you have new bosses, and maybe they move the location. It's those kinds of energies. And so you have to have a lot of courage to be able to be in the world these days, that's for sure. And, but the thing is that there's also a lot of opportunities in the new energy. Maybe we can all learn more from it and move forward in a strong way. So this is saying that this young woman is reaching into this lion's mouth because she wants to face her fears. And that's a pretty scary thing to do. And surprisingly, this lion is allowing her to do it, even though he's a mature male. He has his tail tucked under here, showing that he's being submissive because he knows she means business. And the reason is she can feel this opportunity coming in. And there's a lot of opportunity here, and she wants to be at her infinite potential. So she wants to face any fears that she has that might be holding her back. And if she has to do it every day, she's going to do it. She's determined to move forward in a strong way. This is good energy to be in. And then we have the King of Wands. So the King of Wands energy, he is one of 4 kings in the minor arcana of the tarot, and he is considered one of the sexiest kings of the suits. He is a forward thinker, a visionary, very passionate about life, a lot of fun to be around. People enjoy his energy because he has a really optimistic attitude and generally is a happy person. And he has a lot of brilliant ideas, and he loves to talk about new shift, and new adventures and that type of energy. He's a lot of fun to be around. This is also representing his wand is representing the element of fire. And it's made of wood, and it's talking about passion. And so he is he's passionate about life, passionate about what he does, and generally he's someone that has a lot of potential, and is really kind of geared towards new energy, like inventing, researching. New businesses, whatever, something that is an adventure, basically. Enjoys cultures and, differences in people, and genuinely enjoys character of people. So this is a real friendly energy. And this also is talking about In the salamander here that's running by, and the salamander with its tail in a circle here, along with this lion, represents protection from fire, because he is a fire sign. So this doesn't necessarily have to be, but this is that fiery energy. And like, I couldn't help but notice a few months ago that there's, like, on the back of his throne here, it looks like there's two eyes and a mustache, and then smoke coming out of his mouth and his nose. And that could just be because he's smoking hot, or it could represent the energy of where there's smoke, there's fire. So the one thing you need to understand about the King of Wands is he will be the last one to settle down of the four kings, generally speaking, because this energy, he's always looking for new adventures, and sometimes that bleeds into his romantic life. But generally, when he does settle down, he does settle down, might be the last one to do it, though, in the crowd, that kind of energy. And then we have the Empress coming in, and the Empress is talking about, she's in the major arcana, and she has the qualities of all four queens in the minor arcana rolled into one person. And you become like the status of an empress in the tarot readings by having a lot of life experience, going through a lot of different situations, and managing to still have an optimistic attitude, and be loving, and be the best person you can be, the best version you can be of yourself, following God's plan and making the world a better place, like dedicating your energy towards that goal. She is a powerful manifester and generator of energy. She's considered to be pregnant with possibility, and sometimes this actually can mean that she's, actually pregnant. So this can be a card representing you're very fertile right now. So if you don't want to get pregnant, then you want to make sure you look after that. And look at how the king is looking at her. So, and he's passionate. So, this could be talking about these lovers, this lover's energy coming in. It's right on this page, and on this energy here. And so she has this wheat at her feet, because it's showing that when she makes plans, or when she wants to manifest something, what she does is she makes plans for it. And, if she's going to plant wheat, she's going to decide, okay, what field am I going to sow it in? And check out the soil. Does it need amending? Does it need fertilizer? What does it need? And then she's going to make sure she gets the stones picked and all of that energy done, like any rocks and that, so that when seeding and the harvesting equipment are running over that land, they don't get damaged. And then she's going to wait until the time is the best time possible to plant it. And then after that, she's going to do let nature do her thing. She's an organic farmer, so she doesn't spray. And so, she always ends up with bumper crops, because she just waves her magic wand and says, okay, go do your thing, nature. And she doesn't have limiting beliefs about it. So it usually works out really well for her. And then this is a card of transition. A lot of times this card will freak people out a little bit. They're afraid that it means an actual physical unaliving, but it actually just is, most 99% of the time, talking about a transition. And the whole world is going through major transitions right now. There's a lot of systems that are changing, governments changing around the world, even just people's attitudes, and there's just a lot of change happening all at once. And astrologically, this is also happening. We've had 6 planets move into the sign of Aries, and then on the 17th of April, we actually even had the moon move into Aries. And some astrologers say this will happen again in 500 to 800 years. So it's like a lot of new energy. Aries is like the infant of the zodiac, and it's about having to do things in a new way. And learning, like, the old ways aren't necessarily going to work, and so we're going to have to upgrade. And it's talking about, this older person is like trying to barter with the Grim Reaper. Don't come into our town. We don't want you here. Can I give you money? Can I give you my crop? Can I give you whatever? Just don't come through here. But the Grim Reaper is going to come through anyway, because change is the one constant you can always count on other than death and taxes. And so the younger kids, they're like, no, we want the change. And this one is even offering a flower to the Grim Reaper, representing that there's a want for a bloom for new life. And this also, like, sometimes, like a lot of times, if this energy is coming in, the change can be much for the better. It's just that human beings have a tendency to resist change, even though it's happening. Change is happening every second of every minute of every day. But we don't notice the good change so much as we notice when it's a disruptive change. And then we have, yes, the tower is hitting. I was wondering if that would happen. Sometimes when we have this energy like this, the Wheel of Fortune's turning, there could be a new lover coming in, someone has to have courage, there's transition happening, boom. If there's any resistance to change, this is when the tower hits. And this, I feel like a lot of my readings, when I'm doing these daily readings lately, are talking about it could be definitely different individuals' energy showing up in different ways here. So just use your intuition to take what is what you feel is directly affecting you, but also understand that this is talking about the big picture, kind of what's happening in the world at large right now. And that's why I suggest looking at what's going on at the top of the pyramid, because there's a lot going on. And so this is talking about your intuition might have been whispering to you, you need to take a look at something in your life, but you didn't hear it. So then the frying pan comes out, whack over the head, and you're like, oh, like that hurt. And the universe said, you think that hurts? Pay attention. You need to look after this or it's going to get worse. Then you don't. So the 2x4 comes out, and then eventually lightning hits the tower, because this change is coming through and there's no getting out of it. And quite often this is your intuition trying to tell you before a tower hits, so that it's not as disruptive in your life. But sometimes it just comes in from nowhere. And the tower is a reality check. And so if a tower comes in, it's because people are resisting the change so much that it has to be significant enough that they make the change. So this energy is talking about 2 people falling out of here. It's on fire. This is going to have to be rebuilt. Sometimes that can be a really good thing. The tower is, basically the truth coming to the surface. And that's always a good thing, because then you can make stronger choices once you have, you're in reality, like you're seeing what's really going on. Having said that, it can be really challenging to face. And so, like, one of the people here is in shock, and the other one's kind of like, oh, I thought I knew I needed to take a look at that, and I didn't. Something was telling me. And so, sometimes when the tower hits, it's, I feel like for my collective here, it's talking about if the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor, that this tower is actually going to be beneficial for you. And maybe you've been preparing for the change, because look at what you've been doing here. And that's why the Wheel of Fortune is turning into in your favor, rather than, working against you, because you were feeling that you were preparing for change, even if you didn't know what it was. And look at, it's fulfilling. So this is talking about fulfillment. There's 10 cups here. So 10 cups of love is representing love of your partner and where you live and your children, and having, like, maybe loving your career, and it's all starting to come together. If you've met a new someone, and maybe you're starting a family, that could be the energy, with this lover. And you're moving, maybe you're going through some change here because you're moving into a new energy, and so you have to shake things up a little bit so that you can make room for that new energy coming in. So this is like perfect, this is having everything that you love in a perfectly imperfect world, or the promise of it. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is talking, like, now this is interesting, because the Knight of Pentacles is an older version of the page. So this page must have qualified to be for knighthood. So congratulations, page. That's showing like a lot of, he really dedicated work. And this is talking also that I feel like this is saying that this pentacle energy that's coming in, it's something that you may have been waiting for a long time. And when this tower hits, it causes this pentacle energy to come in. And this is talking about learning a lot, like from the time you were this age to this age. And possibly that has all that knowledge that you have, because now you're at this, it's sitting on this Empress energy and using your intuition as well as your logic, and this transition coming in because of that. So this is really cool energy. This is talking about, this energy, sometimes it can be really frustrating, because it's like, oh, it takes so long for this information to come in, or for you to learn what you need to learn to be able to be in this position. But when it finally does come through, the information is usually solid, and it's it's good news coming in, generally a solid offer, something that was worthwhile you waiting for. Like the horse is at a standstill here, so it's like, hurry up, get moving, knight. You don't need to have a board meeting with yourself every time you make a decision. And so this is talking about having the patience for this to come in. And right now it's saying that you do have a very strong foundation for moving forward. This is talking about 3 levels of making money and how that affects your lifestyle. So you have a strong foundation now. This is talking about, he's got 1 foot on each coin, saying that you're on solid ground. You're able to meet your, mortgage payment, and you're doing well in your career, and maybe there's promotion or a bonus, or, something coming in that energy. Something that you've been working for might be coming to fruition. You could be even like an entrepreneur, and this sometimes represents them having to leave your comfort zone to get out of this energy and move into your heart's desires, or if you're already in your heart's desires, moving into your crown and glory. And when you're in your crown and glory, it's like when you are ready for, like, you're following your divine path. And so the work that you're doing is connected to, your destined path here. And so it's a total upgrade in your energy when that happens. And this means, though, like, you see how this person has his back to the city here. Sometimes this is talking about, like, you have to leave your comfort zone. And also sometimes it can actually mean, like, it could mean moving to another location, another, city, another country, another province or state. And, it could be like across the water, this is representing, an opportunity coming in, but you're going to have to leave where you're at. Sometimes it can just be like shifting out of one position at work into another, or taking your business in a slightly different direction. But basically it's very challenging to be a hero in your own hometown. And this quite often represents, don't play small. Sometimes you have to take calculated risks to be able to move into the next level that you want to move into when it comes to finances. But this is saying, calculated, and I emphasize that energy. And check with these days, with the markets the way they are, and with everything so volatile, you really want to do your research and consult with financial professionals to get a feeling for if this is a strong choice, or the direction that you're planning to head in. But sometimes we have to be, we don't want to play small and say no to all the opportunities coming our way either, right? So that it's talking about making calculated decisions around that, and having passion for what you do. So this is awesome. I love when the Knight of Wands comes in particular, because this is very similar energy to the fiery horse energy that we moved into in the Chinese New Year. On February 17th, we left the year of the snake, and we're in the fiery horse energy. This is about having a lot of passion, and this is a rebel with a cause. So this is like having this new passion for, your business or your life, like just in general. It looks like there's a lot of, there's new love coming in, or a new, possibly even a baby coming in. Maybe you're starting a family. And it's like you're doing well financially, and and have a lot going on here that's really good. So this is awesome. This is talking, the Knight of Wands is fiery and passionate, but he has learned to rein in his emotions. That's what the horse represents here. This is actually Sagittarius energy. It's like that wand energy. Like, so sometimes if you're one of the fire signs and you're not ready to settle down, it's better to be a rebel with a cause and wait until you are ready to. Because like it's just an energy of wanting to see more of the world as an individual. That comes at different ages for different people. And maybe now, hey, you're like, I'm ready. I want to have a family. I've seen a lot of the world, the mysteries of the world. And, we can do that now as a family. And that's a whole new adventure on its own. So this is talking about being in that energy by reining in your emotions and disciplining your mind. You're in a strong, you have a strong energy for doing that. It's talking about some communication coming in, about maybe some, change coming in that way. And then look at that, we have the Chariot. So the Chariot is saying that it's already, the energy is already shifting on the spiritual realm and is well on its way. There's no reins needed. You're on God's plan. You're on your destined plan. This is like really strong energy. And so, yeah, this is a really beautiful reading. And then we have, this Two of Wands is representing this energy. And I feel like it's talking about this, maybe this King of Wands energy is feeling like really passionate and wanting to expand whatever, they're passionate about in their life. This quite often for me represents like kind of like an entrepreneur's energy where you have a business and you're very successful and it's planted here. But it's this energy of an opportunity maybe coming in and you want to expand your horizons. So this is basically someone standing at the turret of their castle and saying, I have the world in my hands. And this is talking about being a big fish in a little pond, recognizing that this energy here, sitting right on this energy, that this is saying there's a good opportunity coming in, and it may be time to move on from this energy, because sometimes the reality check is that just as simple as you're going to miss out on a lot of opportunity unless you get ready for this new energy coming in and you prepare yourself for it. And so this is talking quite often where someone has been feeling the energy and they want to expand their horizons, whether that be with a family, having starting a family, being with asking someone to marry you, like with this cup of love here and with this unconditional love here, and wanting to also, in maybe if it's something you love to do or be, and it could be all of the above, all happening, because look at this card, it's like ultimate fulfillment in all the areas of your life. And then this is coming in, okay, so there's some information coming in about the thinking around this. So could have something to do with this Tower here. Sometimes this energy is representing being impulsive about it. And so this is saying, like, there's a red flag on the back of the helmet. The sword here is saying maybe you don't have all the information as of yet. Like if you're planning to move somewhere or purchase a home or something, you might want to look into it some more just to be sure. Because this is talking about, with the sword, we can only see half the information, and he can't see the point, and neither can we. And it's like rushing through. So if someone's trying to get you to rush a decision and you don't need to, don't. That's basically what this is saying. If it's meant to be, it'll be. It's kind of like, yeah, this energy is annoying because it's too slow, and this energy is annoying because it's too impulsive. And in the year of the fiery horse energy, it pays not to be in this could be about anger about something, or, I don't know, like it could be something that, like, he's running against the wind and look how anxious his horse is. So this is some sort of stressful information that has come in. And about this energy wanting to leave and expand their horizons somewhere else. Interesting. So like this is the energy you want to be in, the fiery horse energy, reining it in, disciplining your mind, having the passion and everything. But the thing about the fiery horse energy, and we're going to be in this until February of 2027, is that you don't want to be impulsive and you don't want to be hot-headed. Like you see something and then you tweet all over the place, and then the next day you find out, oh, it was AI, and now you have to apologize, and backtrack. And yeah, it's not good energy to be impulsive right now. And that's saying you don't need to rush things. And this can also be talking sometimes about setting like really high goals, and that's a good thing. But not giving yourself enough time to reasonably do it, and then you burn yourself out, like burning the candle at both ends, and you end up in this energy, like trying to hurry up and finish it all, so that you can meet a deadline. So there could be a deadline here, though, that you need to meet. So if it is that, and you need to make a decision, and it's something about a business, or there is like an energy around that where, you've looked into it properly, you've consulted with financial advisors, and now you need to make the decision, because if you don't, then there's going to be, there's like a contract or something, a lease, and you have to make that decision. So okay, so then there's the Three of Pentacles energy. So this is again saying, when this card comes up with this card, it's talking about making, you're in an elevated position right now. People are noticing that you do good work and they want to collaborate with you. Be very careful who you collaborate with at this time. Make sure that you are in alignment with them and they're in alignment with you. Because this, especially if you're starting a family, this kind of energy can be like they want you to work 80 hours a week and you only want to work 40, because you want to be there with, with your new family and have time with your new spouse and that kind of energy. Or it could be, sometimes this represents secret society energy. There could be things about the company that you aren't aware of. Really look into it before you sign any contracts, so that you don't end up making a rash decision that you regret later. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is talking about you making money. You've been very focused on making money. I feel like there's some energy around this where you feel like maybe you have a contract with these people and you have to hurry up and finish it so that you can move forward in this other way. And maybe they're putting a lot of pressure on you. That's how secret society energy is, because like they have, when their goal, like their group energy is way more important than any individual. And they expect you to keep your contract. So it doesn't matter what else is going on in your life. If you had just a tower hit and something happened, they don't care. You work the 80 hours that you promised to work a week, and you do it the way we said, and we don't care how many hours you have to work to do it. Now, this card can also represent, I feel like this is like you're almost finishing a project for this energy, and maybe you're rushing to get it done so that you can move forward. And so just, you need to chill out and not get too worked up about it, and use your intuition. Understand that as long as you're on your destined path, the chariot is turning in your favor, and the opportunities are going to be there for you. And if something's presenting itself that you feel like, oh, I have to rush and take this contract, that's not an energy you want to be in the fiery horse year. So just take a deep breath, go inward, chill out for a little bit, take maybe a weekend away from work and really figure out in your heart, what is it that you want, so that you make a strong decision. Or if something's telling you that you're planning to go work for a company, but there's something like that doesn't feel right to you, make sure that you listen to your intuition. Because this is talking about either starting, this is the only pentacle card in the deck where the person is actually pounding out a coin. And this energy can be like actually physically making money. And if you feel like there's something not in the up and up about this energy, and this card is coming in with this energy here, and then this panic almost, you need to listen to your intuition about that, because that could cause a tower for you and blow up everything that you've been working towards. And perhaps you have made an agreement and they're insisting that you keep it, and that's the way it is. That's the way that world works with that kind of energy, and you're going to have to fulfill whatever you did, but you don't have to panic about it. So this is talking about just making sure, again, like, don't sign any contracts or make any agreements with anyone unless you have a lawyer or someone that really understands those kinds of contracts to look at. You know, it's worth paying someone right now to do that, and be really sure that there's no clauses or loopholes or that type of energy that could cause you difficulty down the road. And this is, yeah, okay, because look at that. A heartbreaking decision needs to be made here. Wow. So this is all going so well. The Chariot's already on the way, but you have a heartbreaking decision that you need to make because of this energy. So this is talking about sometimes there can be, you may have found out that your partner possibly was in a third party involvement. In like this card here is talking about a heartbreaking decision has to be made. There's 3 swords through the heart. This is talking about a third party dividing a couple sometimes. This can, you know, when you look at it first, it looks like this is something there's no way that you can recover from. But when you look again, you recognize the heart is quite large compared to the swords. So this is something you can recover from. And a heartbreaking decision has to be made here, potentially. And it could be because there was a third party involvement that you just found out. And but this card can also represent, this can represent illegally making money, like counterfeit and that type of energy, white collar crime. But sometimes this card can also represent, this card can represent, gossip, slander, lies being told, harsh words spoken, and heartbreaking decisions that need to be made. But sometimes what this can represent is maybe you've been through that down here with this tower. And because with all this energy coming in here, with the Chariot on its way and you're on your path, with God sending in this new lover energy. So the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor, it being an energetic upgrade, you moving into this Empress energy, the 10 of Swords here. This energy, sometimes this can represent your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind all coming together and working in a strong way, plugged into your heart, and you're going to get everything that your heart desires. And this is I feel like this might be talking about your energy, how you moved from being, how you managed to become an Empress. So this can be talking about, this is the energy you're in now, but this is what you went through to become an Empress. And the Chariot is on his way, but you have to finish up this energy is what's coming on. I feel it's going to work out for you. If you have to finish some project up. But this can also sometimes represent court and legalities coming through. And so I'm just taking a look at here at the reality check. Is there any, there's no justice, there's no energy here really of, this can sometimes represent police energy, but it can also represent just a new vehicle. So I feel like this is more like what you had to overcome to be able to be in this energy, or you still have to finish up here. But this energy with all the other cards coming up here, I feel like, especially with the Chariot coming here, I feel like this is talking about you know, maybe part of it is that you have to leave people that you love behind. Sometimes this energy can represent like religions and that, and maybe you're the person you want to be with now is not someone they want you to be with. Like they're not the right culture, they're not the right religion, you know, that kind of energy. And you have to maybe make the heartbreaking decision of choosing them over your first family, because we do have this card representing your maternal bloodline. And there's some weird, like there's some energies like that, sometimes religions, groups, like if you move away and you don't want to be part of that energy anymore, that they just won't have anything to do with you anymore. And it's like, it's a goodbye, a firm goodbye. You know, there's several religions that are like that in the world. And maybe it can also be an energy of perhaps, you know, your parents, like, and you know, your bloodline, they expect you to marry a certain type of person, and you don't, that's not what you fell in love with. And so it's kind of like a bittersweet energy here. I feel like it's more like that. I don't feel like this is legality so much as it is about you know, having to maybe be cut off from your family because they don't want you to marry this person. It's that type of energy. So going from the bottom here, we have like, it's an energetic upgrade coming in, but there's a tower. You can have everything that you want, but there's some anxious energy coming in because of this energy. And I do feel that's what this is about. I feel like with all these other cards coming in, of you being on your path and doing what you want to do, that this is like bittersweet for you, because it's everything you want, but it's everything your family doesn't want you to do, or your church doesn't want you to do, or that type of energy. And so you have to make a choice here. It's a potentially heartbreaking decision, and having to I don't even feel like this is infidelity. It's not the energy I'm picking up. I feel like this is more about culture and family, that type of energy. And so you're just working hard right now to be able to be in a position to move and do what you want to do. And you're on the chariot. You're a rebel with a cause. So you're going to do what you're passionate about doing here. It takes a lot of courage to do that, though. And I feel like, yeah, it's kind of like, because look at here, we have the Page of Pentacles. Maybe the reason why the Knight of Pentacles took so long to make this decision is because he knew that if he made this decision to be with this particular person, that it was going to cause problems in his family, and that he might have to make this potentially heartbreaking decision. But he's chosen to go with his heart. So I feel that's the gist of the energy here. This is, if, you know, you're leaving the reading here, yeah, you know, I feel like it's about that. Like sometimes we have to decide, like, we're going to do what we want to do, what's right for us. And if other people, you know, just make sure that what you're doing, that everything is on the up and up, and, you know, that you're making strong decisions for you and your new partner. And, you know, you want, you know, that it's strong energy for you. And then you have to do what your heart says to do to be happy. It's that type of energy. So, you know, let's take a look at it and see if we can clarify it a little bit more. I'm using my Oracle Tales from the Vector. I started this in 2007. I completed all 64 paintings in 2020, and now I'm getting ready to bring it out. But I'm playing with it a little bit, because you may have noticed that I do have a website, and on my website I have a gallery with all the paintings in, and this is the numbers of how they appear there. And so I will put them in the description box below. The reason I want to play with them, because I have had them out and about in the past, but the deck wasn't finished, and I do have a lot of information written down, and some of that is on my website in the gallery there if you want to check it out. But it's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I just want to play with it a little bit, because you may have noticed what's good on paper doesn't always work out in real life. So definitely this is saying this is about this lover's energy. This is justice for you. It's an energetic upgrade. You deserve this. This is what you want, basically. I feel like it's strong, like God is smiling down on this energy. You're on your destined path. I feel like, and the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor, but yet you have to have the courage to be able to do it. And I feel like you knew that this was like when you, maybe this is where you told your family, you know, I have my eye on this person and I really want them to be in my life and they're my star. Like this is who I want to be with. And you knew there was going to be flack. And you had to choose this energy, this new energy over the old. And you probably were thinking, well, maybe they'll come around, you know, kind of energy, and they'll be happy for me after all. But I don't feel that they, in this reading, that they are, or not. It doesn't mean there's not room for that to happen. So this is a transition, definitely, and we have it on this again here. And it's following, you know, when you make this decision and you have the courage to go for what you want, what's in your heart, it causes a major transition in your life. And it's also being in denial a little bit. I feel like you were feeling like, you know, oh, once they meet this person, they'll love them just as much as I do, and they'll change their mind and it'll work out okay. And maybe you're finding out really, like, you know, how stubborn your maternal line is about that. Having foolish expectations, maybe that they would come around, or that kind of energy. And now you had to make this decision. And so, you know, I feel that you have to, you know, when it comes to matters of love in particular, and you have to go with your heart after you've made sure you've researched and made sure this, especially if it was an online dating kind of thing. But I really don't feel an energy of it between any hardship between the lovers so much. There's no cards here that say that. It's more, you know, the balance of between how you were raised and how, you know, how you want to go forward in your life. And we have, the Tower coming in. And so the Tower is when this energy comes in, where you say, this is the lifestyle I want to live. Yeah. So it's really, you know, and this is talking about, you feel like, see here, this is everything you wish for in a person. And it's something like you've been waiting a long time. Like you might be the King of Wands and you might be getting up there and like, no, this is what I want. And you want to have a good attitude about it, and you were hoping they would too. And maybe they haven't. They might come around yet, you know, like especially when a cute baby comes into the picture. And so this is about manifesting what you want on the planet. And, you know, sometimes this energy, it's stressful, but you know, sometimes you have to make heartbreaking decisions, and that is bittersweet if you've been really like looking forward to this in your life. And you know, but life goes that way sometimes. So being devoted to your path and what you want in your heart is more important than living up to you know, other people's expectations, basically. And then we have scotoma. I do feel that you knew it was going to be a little bit like this, and you knew it could be really challenging, and it could be a real kaboom. But you were hoping deep down that they would just, you know, go along with it. And I feel like you had kind of a blind spot about that a little bit, that that would happen. So this is sometimes when you can see things about that other people can't see, and other people can see things that you don't see. So just make sure that you're making a strong choice for yourself, that you've done your research, that you have consulted with any financial advisors or people that would be able to, real estate agents, if you're making a move. Make sure that you make really strong choices, but you have to go with your heart, especially when it comes to love. And, you know, just say prayers that your family will come around and start to see, you know, how happy you are, that type of energy. I do hope that this was beneficial for you. Give it a like and comment if it is. I would really appreciate it. And consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. I'll be back with another daily tarot oracle reading for you again tomorrow. Bye for now. Sorry, little Stella. I have to wake you up. You're purring away. Good girl.